Hey, we're here at NPPL San Diego Commanders Cup. This is the new Jrny hopper, and you are watching PV Star. Hi, I'm Carl Sprinzall with NXE Paintball, and I'm here showing you the new Jrny loader.
So why don't you show us how it works, Carl?
All right, it's a completely different design than anything else on the market. It actually works with an auger-type screw. Now, there's two sensors inside the loader neck, which detect how fast paint's traveling by it. So it revs up and speeds up or slows down the auger itself based on how fast you're shooting. All right, so as you're trying to shoot faster, the hopper realizes that you're shooting faster and then increases the auger feed rate. That means you're never putting too much force on the paint. You're also not wasting battery power when you don't need to. At full tilt, it just basically is going to try to feed as fast as possible. So that's why it'll feed just as fast as your gun will shoot. And that's why it also feeds much better on a gun than just in a simple contest. Now, if you were to jam it up, it automatically detects a jam, reverses it to clear the jam. Now, the next thing you'll notice is on either side of the tray here, there's a small gap. Any sort of broken paint or any sort of debris that gets into your hopper will actually, rather than getting gummed up and going into your gun, fall down into the tray and then end up in the catch cup at the bottom of the loader, which I'll show you here. To remove the feed and clean the loader, all you do is grab it by both ends, pull that out, and that opens right up. Now all you do is remove this simple one piece, and the auger screw lifts right out. Now you can spray this down. This is all coated with silicone rubber, so you don't have to worry about it so you can spray it down without having to worry about water getting into the components.
So not like dipped in water?
I wouldn't dip it in water. There's pogo pins at the front which connect to the battery on the inside, so I wouldn't dunk it. But the main part of it's sealed with silicone rubber. Next thing you'll notice is it has a completely different lid design. So all you do is just simply push a button to open the lid. It snaps right shut.
Show me how you pulled off the top again.
The top just snaps right off. I actually have removed the 3 screws that normally would be in there. There's a screw here, and a screw here. You'll notice on all of them, there's machine inserts, so that you don't have to worry about stripping out the plastic or anything like that. Now, it is a front neck design, which allows you to have a much lower profile while playing the bunker. One of the concerns that people have with this design is that it makes the hopper back heavy. Now, the auger tray itself has very minimal weight, so that means that most of the weight is in the front of the hopper. The batteries are at the very bottom of the hopper, and then the plastics we use for the neck, because we use a much more durable, heavier duty plastic for the neck in front of the hopper. So the hopper balance is actually right out here. Now, I have a gun down here to show you how it sits on the gun. So that's how it sits on the gun. Very well balanced, and also when you're playing a bunker, there is no profile. You have no front profile on your hopper. So also when you're shooting, a lot of people are worried it's going to sit back in your face. You notice the back of the hopper is actually sloped up. So when you're shooting, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't block your view at all. Only thing is, your runner can't see your hopper.
So what's the feed rate on this?
Feed rate, fastest we've got it on gun, is currently 28 balls a second. It's going to feed, because of the way the auger adapts to how fast you're shooting, it's going to feed as fast as your gun possibly can shoot. It's one of the few hoppers on the market that actually will feed faster on gun than it will in a drop test. So if you're going to drop test, it's going to go about 22.
So about the eyes, like how do you guys, what kind of patent issues do you have with that?
Well, the eyes in the front actually don't sense the presence or absence of a ball. What they do is to measure the velocity of paint traveling down the neck and then optimize the auger. There's a third eye at the back of the auger here, which senses the auger's motion and rotation. I'll show you on this one so you can see a little bit better. There's a third eye at the very back of the auger. Right,
so the eye's just watching the auger move.
And then the combination of the 3 allows the hopper to know precisely what's going on in there. For everything for a low ball condition or anything like that as well.
Does it work on some kind of feedback when it senses resistance on this, and then it
No, it actually just detects it with the sensor. So it knows basically when there's balls traveling through the eyes and this is back, or there's balls in front of the eyes and this is back, that there's no it's in a normal mode, so it shuts off the motor. That's why the battery life on this is very good. Now, if there's nothing moving past the eyes and the auger's jammed back, it knows it's a jam, in which case it'll go into the anti-jam reverse sequence.
But if you've got, how does it differentiate between the anti-jam then
and a normal stack situation?
Yeah.
It's basically whether there's paint in front of the, blocking these eyes and moving past it.
Okay.
So when it's paint moving past the eyes, it knows it's a normal situation, and moving in front of it, or there's paint up in the eye channel. And then if there's nothing there, paint's not getting down there, and the auger's trying to spin, then it knows it's a jam sequence. It goes into anti-jam mode.
So now I'm just curious. This is probably not something, but so if your eyes measure the velocity of the ball, What is the velocity of the ball then inside there?
We don't have a readout on it precisely.
You can't like know that it's
No, we don't have it hooked up to a computer or anything like that. But it's what it's doing is it's detecting how fast they're moving past it, and then it speeds up the auger or slows it down. So there's certain situations where actually slowing down the auger is going to increase your feed rate, especially when you're low on paint.
So it's not going like crazy.
So it doesn't go crazy. Yeah, exactly. The other thing is we actually utilize, a lot of people notice if you see the video of it shooting on gun, there's a little bit of popcorn. We actually utilize that to the hopper's advantage. Balls on this side of the hopper here aren't in a position to feed well because you see there's nothing to let them in. So what it actually does is it bounces up and over to this side where they're favorably positioned to be fed. Anything on this side easily feeds it in.
So just tell us what this does here in case anyone's wondering.
That's just an anti-jam bead. All it does is just basically keep the flow of paint consistent and keep everything going into the hopper.
What's the retail on this?
It's going to be 120 retail.
Are they available, ready to buy now?
They will be available for sale February 1st.
Oh, so you're not selling it here?
No, what we're doing is displaying it out here so we can start then taking it and getting it to our teams. We're going to beta test it, make sure everything's 100% perfect before we release it. So when someone goes into the store and buys this, they're getting a product that has extensive background testing, extensive development, and extensive research into it.
Is there anything so far that you're changing on this model?
The one thing we're changing before production is a couple things. One, we're going to go to a better thumb screw. You notice this thumb screw for removing the batteries here? It's a little thick. And on very low rise guns, it causes the hopper not to sit as well. So we're going to go to a flip up thumb screw. The other thing that we're going to do is modify the lid to make its opening and closing better and modify the lid to make it more durable. And then we're still playing with the software, making it feed as fast as possible and modifying it to work 100% perfect.
Cool. Any kind of wireless upgrades or anything like that? Or?
Actually, with this system, wireless isn't really needed because it is measuring the eyes. And actually, the second the auger moves forward, the slightest bit, the drive system kicks right in. And it's a spring-loaded design.
I don't know if you told us this, but what's the deal with the batteries?
You can use Kodak rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. You can go into a store and just buy these yourself. They're an off-the-shelf battery. They drop in. They'll get you very good battery life. They're also very lightweight, rechargeable, and also for a lithium-ion battery is inexpensive.
So you just got to get like 3 of these? Or
Two of them.
2 of them?
Yep, and they just drop right in. Thumb screw for the battery door. The other thing you'll see is that there's that rubber seal around the battery door along with all of our other electronics components. The rubber seal on the battery door does 2 things though. One, it protects the battery compartment, but 2, it acts like a shock absorber if you're to have a sharp impact on the hopper, protecting the loader neck. And that's one solid piece, so there's really no concern about it breaking. If it does break for whatever reason, all you have to do is slide on a new one.
Awesome. Cool. Hey, we're